Hey y'all. Alright, so we're on to transfer case number 2. The 246 that I need to modify to work behind a 4L80. So this one, like I said, is a standard 246, and it's got the small splines for the 4L60E that we're going to have to change. Don't know the condition of this one either, so we're going to have to get it apart. Hopefully it's in better shape than the last one I got. And we'll inspect, of course, these spots here to see if the case has got a hole in it anywhere. This one actually looks pretty good just by first glance. So yeah. So give me a minute. We'll get set up and get started. All right, as we go, make sure that you hit that thumbs up for me and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. It helps the YouTube algorithm pick up on my videos. And yeah, turn your bell notification on and all that good jazz. You know how the thing works. But I really greatly appreciate you coming along for what we're doing. So let's get you set up on a tripod here and we'll get after this old girl. Alright, first things first, since we know we're going to have to be in the front of this thing, let's pull that gasket off of there. He's going to be mad at me because he just put a new one in, he said. Let's get this front seal out. I know that's not an approved device, but it works. Alright. Now, as I mentioned in the other one, there's going to be a snap ring down in here. Right there's the opening for it. I guess I should have checked to see if there was any fluid in this one before I took it apart. Get snap ring out right there. Alright. Next thing, let's get rid of this transfer case encoder motor. And somehow they broke this encoder. So I don't know how they did that, but I know exactly how they did that. Okay, see how this is pushed in here? So you can see the bearing. What happened is it wasn't lined up when they put it on, and so it cracked. I don't think I've got another one of these laying around. I'll contact the gentleman and see if it, oh, this is Eric's, I'll just tell you that. I'll see if he can come up with another encoder motor. There should be a little bit of spring on that too, but there's not. Alright, let's make sure it doesn't have any oil in it. Already had it out. Oh, that's no bueno. Water is not a substitute for oil. Okay, hard telling what this one's going to look like inside. I just noticed that this case is broken right there. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Alright, got to get the speed sensors out. So those are going to be 19s or 3/4. One there, one there. Pull them out. Shouldn't have to take the front one out because we're not planning on taking the well, shoot, the front output shaft out. This old adapter works pretty good for holding the transfer case. Alright, now I've showed you before, but I'll show you again. Underneath this plug, there is a snap ring in here that holds that rear case bearing. And you just basically got to get in between that snap ring and open it up, and you should hear all the gear train thunk. That is if there's not too much pressure on it. Now, if there's too much pressure on it, you'll have trouble getting that snap ring out. And I think that's going to be the case on this one. If so, if I remember right, should be able to go right in here in this hole. Yep. In the speed sensor hole, and just give it a little nudge up, and then you should be able to open that snap ring up. There you go. It's loose. It's loose. Alright, now this has got the updated bolt, which they got the bolt with the metal washer around them. These hold up a lot better than the old style that were these here, that the paint all comes off of them. And they should be 13s or 10s, one of the two. I think they're 10s. Yeah, they're 10s. Try to get used to these new glasses I got. I'm not fond of them. And this has got that yellow nasty Loctite on them too, which when they put them on the caliper bolts, man, you'll play hell to get them caliper bolts out. I'm telling you. All right. All right, this one's just like the other one. Well, they're all the same. They got a hole right here on either side, right there. And you just pry up a little bit, break the seal. And there's one on the opposite corner. If you heard that snap ring just pop loose. Oh yeah, this one looks good. All except for that bearing right there. Yeah, that bearing's done. Okay, this one, even though it's got the wear clip in it, it's eating into the case right there. I don't think it's got a hole in it yet. Nope, but it's pretty deep. So got to look on this other side. And there's no hole there, but it's working its way towards it. So we're gonna have to put a case saver or something in there to keep that from eating that hole up. All right, this bearing here is junk. I mean, the cage is not supposed to come out like that. So we'll have to get an output shaft bearing for it. Not a big deal. Alright, there's a snap ring right here. These snap rings are hell for stout, guys, so be careful. And I'm sorry, there's a couple of gals out there on there. So if you're watching, oh yeah, see, there went up. There it went. Couldn't get it off in one piece. So that bearing's junk. You got your reluctor for your speed sensor. Alright. Take your pump off. There'll be a little spacer here. Put that back on there. It keeps tension on it. And this pump looks like in excellent shape. Alright, now you've got two snap rings that hold the, by the way, you can snake this. Should be able to snake this, well, maybe not. Sometimes you can snake them filters out of there. There's a snap ring that holds each one of these gears on, so you'll have to take it loose. There's one. There's your other one. And just lift these two gears off, kind of, if you can get them to come at the same time, that'd be great, but it doesn't always happen. There you go. We're not going to take this out, we don't need to. We will clean this screen up since it's got a bunch of crap in the bottom of it. Looks like mostly silicone or anaerobic. Okay, then you just pull this whole clutch drum assembly out as one unit, like that. All right, same thing, and you see this clutch hub is much better shape, but you have to take out these two plugs here. So clean the gunk out of them first. Do the same thing on your other side. All right. Good deal banana peel. Yeah, pull them dudes out of there. You pull your fork out, pull your shaft out, and then you should pull this fork and everything out. There we go. You want to look at your pads, and this one needs some pads. You can see how they're worn pretty good right there. So really need some fork pads. The fork itself's in good shape. The gear itself is in good shape. Alright, now you're down to your planetary. You can see in this one how that snap clip holds that ring gear in there. So with a little love tap we should be able to get this piece out. Oop. Sorry, I didn't mean to bounce you around like that. And that's all it took. So check your bearing while you're in there. This feels nice and smooth, so and that doesn't feel very good there. We need to look at that. I don't think that front seal's the right one. It ought to be much easier to spin than that. Alright, so this is, and if you notice on this too, this is a light planetary set. So if you notice, it's only got 4 gears instead of 6. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put one out of a 263, which will have 6 planetaries. It'll just be a better planetary set. So let's pop this snap ring out of here. You can see what I'm doing. Not really. There we go. So let's pop this planetary out. Or pop it apart anyway. And then pull your gear out. This is what we need to replace. So I will dig out the other one and give you a heads up. So hang on. All right, y'all. So here's a 263 HD planetary set. You see they're identical in size. Difference is the HD actually has 6 planetary gears, but everything interchanges as far as size. So this is a good upgrade for a 246 transfer case. So your gear will still go down in there just like it's supposed to. You know, all that stuff is the same. And if you look, you take the, you know, look at the gear set. Pull it out and see it's physically the same. No difference in it. The only difference is this one is for a 4L80 and this one's for a 4L60. That, I say that everything's different, but it's the difference is the height. So but it's physically the same height here. This is just got a longer input shaft for the 4L80. So there's that. Like I said, this is a really good upgrade for a 246 transfer case. Just better planetary set. So let me show you this before we get out of here. Yeah. Nice stand too, by the way. It works for the output shaft. Since I couldn't get this other one apart, I'll get this one apart for you. And see, this plate is spring loaded. And what you got is you got your clutch on the inside of there. So if you turn this thing and push this E clip off, or C clip, guess you'd call it a C clip. Then you got this comes out as one unit. You get a bearing that's in there that's replaceable, and it's smooth as a baby's butt, so we're good there. You have this is your spring plate that goes on top of there, and then on the inside get that out of there. You basically have an automatic clutch pack. So you got fibers and steels just like an automatic. You can see that one there was slipping a little bit. Look at that side, and that looks good. Nothing to worry about. But yeah, it's just a big clutch pack. And what happens is when this is all put together, this is your fork that applies that clutch. It sits over the top of that. And this piece here is actually your pressure plate. So this fork will sit there on top of this pressure plate. And it pivots on there. And when your encoder motor spins, it'll take and it'll push on that clutch. And that's what makes the auto part of the transfer case work. Now, when you switch it into 4 high, it locks that there and it won't pivot it. So that's how the auto transfer case works. It's just a big drum with a big clutch pack in it, and simple as that. I mean, you just build it like a normal automatic, since I don't have to do anything to it. Oh, for crying out loud. I got that one stuck. There we go. And there's a bunch of clutches in here. It has to be able to hold the torque. Something else that's important on these, this particular transfer case takes what they call Auto Track 2 fluid. It's blue Smurf oil is what I call it. Very important for clutch life and the feel on this. If you put anything else in it, you're going to have an issue. Put your spring back in there. Clutch back on the top. And then, where'd my C-clip go? There it is. Get it down far enough to where it locks in the tabs. And just slide your C-clip back in. There we go, like that. And like I said, this fork basically sits in the case and it'll push down, you know, how your encoder motor will turn and push this down, and that's what engages that clutch. So there you have it. There's a quick rundown of it. We got to get some parts ordered for it. Pretty simple, so we'll actually build this one back up too. We'll get some fork pads. Found a good bearing. I saved these. So, yeah, looks good. All right, y'all, so that's going to be it for the other 246 transfer case. I hope y'all like this kind of stuff. It's what I got to work on at the moment. Y'all been asking about Scarlett, and I've still got her. Got some other priorities, and I got some things to think about. With everything that's going on right now, it's gonna have to make some changes. But at any rate, if y'all liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Smash that like button for me. It helps the YouTube algorithm get my videos out in front of more people. You guys have been killing it for me, even though I've been kind of laxing on videos. But anyway, hit that subscribe button. Turn your bell notification to all so you get notified. There's a good word. So you get notified when I upload a new video. So that being said, y'all make sure to take care of yourself, take care of each other. God bless you, and God bless America. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.